Pittsburgh. All I do is cough and choke from iron filings and sulfur smoke. Pittsburgh, oh God, Pittsburgh. Oh, what did Jones and Laughlin steal? Pittsburgh. What did Jones and Laughlin steal? Pittsburgh. What did Jones and Laughlin steal? Up and down the river just as far as you can see in Pittsburgh. Oh God, Pittsburgh. From the Allegheny to the Ohio, Pittsburgh. From the Allegheny to the Ohio, Pittsburgh. From the Allegheny to the Ohio, we're joining up in the CIO, Pittsburgh. Oh God, Pittsburgh.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Dave Wachter, and I am the artist and co-writer and co-creator of The Guns of Shadow Valley, which is my webcomic. It comes out once a week. Eisner-nominated webcomic comes out once a week. It's a Western adventure with a super-powered twist.
Cool.
Hi, I'm Scott Hedlund, and these are my comics. This is Chaos Punks. It's about a band in Pittsburgh that makes it big and goes into the music industry, but then the whole thing falls apart. It's like the behind the scenes, what happened to the greatest band that nobody knows. And of course, World of Verenda, which is a sword and sorcery, Conan kind of thing, RPG, you know, that. Throw all the buzzwords in there. So.
And where can people go to find out more about it?
You can go to drunkduck.com/chaospunks and drunkduck.com/worldofverenda or weirdlings.com.
Cool. No, I rarely watch somebody else because I'll remember how awkward.
I don't really know about cinema. I think she did on everything.
Oh wait, you just piled. You piled.
Cheese, or at least it's filling. I don't have to go a lot. But I'm going to anyway.
This is one of the greatest food ever. Can't go wrong.
Stores in Pittsburgh, and they used to be in a building next to them, and then they moved to that one. It's three stories, and the comics are all in the basement. And then the first floor is like a music store. This is the Tunes Am. Right here on the right. It's very narrow.
Oh, sweet. With the
beside
statues?
those, yeah, it's to the left of those statues. And it's a nice space. It's been there for about 2 years now. And they've really, you know, it's become a part of the comics community here, which is...
Just like, I can't wake up at this hour. This is ridiculous to ask this of me, man. My name's Ed Piscor. My best stuff is known for sort of my collaborations with Harvey Picar, but I self-publish this comic called WYSIWYG, and there are 3 volumes out at this point, and I'm serializing the pages online, 2 pages a week at WYSIWYGcomics.com. Yeah, I would call it like a historical fiction. It's what I basically did was, because I'm not very creative, I took the life story of maybe 5 of the most well-known and coolest computer hackers and crammed all of their life experience into one character. So this one character takes you through all of their trials and tribulations, because I figured, like, these guys seem kind of interesting, you know, on a one-by-one basis. But you know, if you their psychological portrait is similar enough with each other that you cram them all together, it would make sense that this one character could experience all of these different things.
Okay.
Cool. You know, it's pretty cool. I sort of have written the comic with them in mind to try it, because, you know, if the geeky comics fanboy is of an elitist and aggressive mindset, the computer, you know, technophile is even more so. So I basically knew that they can make or break this project, and they seem to dig it. I get invited to computer hacker conferences and high technology shows. Got invited to like these hacker spaces, they're called, all over the country, that are basically like these workshops that you pay dues to, and they have guest speakers and stuff. I get invited to those, so the reaction is pretty good, pretty favorable. Like, cool. I've never been called out on anything yet. So yeah, the project is mostly about trying to reclaim the name hacker. Like, what does it mean to be a hacker, and because there is like a huge media misrepresentation of the term, because it is the first thing that you think of is somebody that like steals your credit card or whatever. Right. But I find that not to be the case with most people I know who consider themselves hackers. It just seems like they're very curious people. They're willing to bang on buttons long enough to make something happen, or to like find some end goal. Sometimes that end goal is nefarious, but I think a more accurate term for those kind of people would just simply be to call them criminals. And, you know what I mean? So, yeah, haven't been hacked into yet. In fact, I have a strong army that's like protecting me from such vile and disgusting people.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Thanks very much.
Thank you, sir.
Sweet.
Okay, I'm Pat Lewis. These are my comics. The newest one is called Cragmore, and it's about a billionaire and the devil. They're all funny action, adventure, comedy stories. Oh,
with like a rich
the current financial.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's kind of timeless. It's sort of, I think of it as sort of like a '60s, movie kind of executive. But yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Or sort of like an Ebenezer Scrooge kind of.
Cool.
Yeah.
And where can people go to find out more about it?
Lunchbreakcomics.com.
Awesome.
Jeez. Is that moving?
Yeah.
I'm not good at that.
You're not good at this?
Static guy.
Stand like a statue. Become part of the machine.
I think it's their machine froze.
My name is Box Brown. I do a series of comics called Everything Dies. They're about religion. And I have a bunch of print comics. I started out as a print comic. And then I started building up so many stories that like I really couldn't afford to publish them that fast. And I didn't really want to like flood no reason to come out with a new issue if there's, you know, every whatever. You have to like space it out. But so I had all these comics, and then I decided to also put them on the web. So doing this project where like there's new comics online that aren't in the print comics, and then none of the stories in the print comics appear online. So to get the full story, you have to get. I mean, it's not really sequential, but to get all the stories, you have to read it online and to get the print comics. So it's a way to. It's my business plan is to.
That's an interesting model. How's it working?
All right, I guess. I mean, well, I was doing this webcomic called Bellin, and I didn't really. I just had the webcomic. I didn't really have too much like Bellin merch. I have like a Bellin book, and then like this book, Love is a Peculiar Type of Thing, has like the same characters kind of in it. So, but that's it. So I wasn't really. The only stuff that was really selling in my store online was the Everything Dies stuff. So, and also I was getting tired of doing an auto-bio style strip. I really was getting tired of drawing like my own head. Like, I was just like, I've done this too many times. I can't do it anymore. I have to I constantly change style and stuff because I get bored of it easily. But it's also just like a problem, I think, sometimes because I have trouble like keeping things consistent. But anyway, yeah, I just like to switch stuff up a lot.
Okay, cool. And what's the current website?
Everythingdiescomic.com. It's actually either both. I mean, I'm always afraid people are going to confuse it. Be like, oh, it's everythingdiescomics.com or comic.com. But I actually have both. So either one, go to the site.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Hi there, I'm Rachel Masalamini, and I've been doing comics for about 10 years, and I have a series I call RPM Comics. It's the second edition here. They've come out, I think this one's about 7 years old. I do stories kind of about women and girls and coming of age, and there's sort of a magic realism angle to them. This has been, were you going to ask me something? Well, they're in, your small press comic shops and things like that. You can also contact me directly at rpm77 at lycos.com, but I don't have a website right now. I'm pretty much guaranteed if you Google RPM Comics, you'll find my name out there and see other things that I'm doing here and there. Yeah, I've been in and out. I'm a librarian too, so I had to take some time off to go to graduate school and work the day job for a while. But I actually find that it's kind of connected in a lot of ways to comics. I mean, it's sort of about storytelling and figuring out how to break a story down. It has a lot to do with how you organize information and find things to do. So I see connections in my day job and the thing I really love to do, which is make comics.
Cool. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, my name is Kevin Chapieski. I'm originally from Northern Virginia area. Now I'm living in Cleveland, and I'll tell you about what I've got here. First off, it's the newest thing, Puppy Teeth. It's an anthology of 10 artists who put together, including Liz Suburbia, who's recently just featured on the Brandon Graham and Scott McCloud's respective blogs, and Nikki Smith, who is the artist for In Maps and Legends, which was a former Zuda property before it folded, and now they're selling it independently on all manner of digital devices. And, so I've got a whole bunch of folks here, good stuff. The new push-ups, a full-color book, kind of a slice of life with tinges of magical realism. It's basically a coming-of-age story from cradle to the grave. My real baby, Spoilers, it's a webcomic online. kevinczap.com/spoilers. And I'm also, for this show, I made a special mix CD soundtrack that I'm giving away. Just songs and music kind of featured throughout the strip. And then I've got some samplers here, stuff from Liz Suburbia and Nikki Smith, who I mentioned earlier. My brother Matt Chap is on my comic eatthattoast.com. Real funny, irreverent, absurd comic strips. And then from Meat House Books, I've got just a melting pot little zine that I contributed some eyeballs to. Yeah, giving away a lot of free stuff, some stuff that costs money, but it's of high quality, so it's definitely worth it. And it's been a good show.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Destination Maine. He'd like to stop and rest a while, but his freight just wouldn't leave. His body ached, his mind felt numb, his eyes had closed with sleep. He thought about the time he lost with woman Mary Lou, and then his thoughts turned to his wife. He promised he'd be